Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how to make a gift bag for your soap. And so you can see this is the final product here. And it holds the soap very snug and fits in there really nice, but it's just a really cute way to give your soap as a gift. And so what you'll need to make this bag is a piece of paper. I like to use cardstock because it's a little sturdier and it will hold the soap better. You'll also need a bar of soap, obviously, and we recommend our handmade goat milk soap. And then you'll also need a hole punch and a piece of ribbon to tie a bow at the end. Now, this piece of cardstock was originally an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but I cut it down to about 6 3/4 by 11. For our soap, anywhere from 6.5 to 7 inches wide is going to be the optimum width to make sure that the soap fits in the bag snugly, and so it's not too tight or too loose. And so make sure you cut your paper down to that size. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is to take your paper and fold it in half. And you're going to do this lengthwise, or as my generation says, hot dog style. And you're not going to fold it completely, you're just going to make a crease right at the very top. It's just going to become a mark. So there's the top crease. Now go ahead and flip your paper around and do the same thing for the other end. Line up your corners and edges. Make your crease. It's okay if it's not perfect, just do the best you can. So now you can see that we have a crease here at the top and then another crease here at the bottom. And so those creases are going to become our guides for the next step. And so what you're going to do is fold each side in to meet the crease. And so make sure you get it lined up at the top so it's even, and lined up also at the bottom. Now this is where you want to make sure you get it right when you fold, because once you fold it is very difficult to change it. And so it's important to take your time, get it right. And I also recommend, if you've never done this before and you want to give it a try, just grab some regular copy paper or some recycled paper, something that you're not going to use and you're not worried about, and practice with it. And then that way you get the technique down and then you break out the nice paper and you won't have as many mistakes that way. That's what I did to teach myself. Okay, so then you just move to the other side and fold it in to meet the crease. And you'll fold all the way down. So match up your edges. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it will work. So now that you have both sides done, you can open it back up, kind of flatten it out so it's a little easier to work with. And then go ahead and take your bar of soap that you're using and place it at the top of your paper. And then fold the bottom of the paper up until it reaches the soap. And so this fold is going to start making the base of the bag. And so we want to make it just wide enough to fit the soap. So once you get there and have it all lined up the way you want, go ahead and fold, make that crease all the way across. Then you can open it back up and you're going to flip your paper and do the same thing with the other end. Soap at the top, fold your paper up, line it up where you want it, and fold. So you can see this is right here is going to become the bottom of the bag. So this next step is probably the most challenging part, but stick with me, we'll get through it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So what you're going to do, you fold your halves back in, then you're going to stick your finger here in this corner, and you have this bottom crease here, that's what you're going to work with. You're going to kind of lift it up and take that crease and line it up with the outside edge of the paper. And you're going to fold, and so it's going to make a triangle on the inside. Just make a nice crease so it will hold. And then do the same thing on this side. There's my line there that I'm working with. There's my corner. And so lift it up, line it up with the edge, and fold. Again, making that triangle crease. that's one side. And so then the easiest way to do it, I think, is if you just flip it around, and then you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So here's the crease that we're working with on this one. Put your finger in the corner, lift up, and line it up with the edge. Make that crease inside to get your triangle, and you can start to see that the base of the bag is forming. And then just do the same thing one more time on this other side. Use that bottom crease, lift up, align with the outside, and fold. And so now we're ready to add the soap. So I'm going to add my cherry almond soap and just put it right down there in the center. And then you just bring both sides up and together, and you have your bag. It looks really good. I'm really excited. And so to close your bag, you have a couple options. You can just staple it. This looks cute as it is, and so if you're kind of done doing it yourself and want to end there, stapling it is totally okay. If you're still feeling creative, you have the option to hole punch and add yarn or ribbon to make a bow. And so I'll show you that really quick. So I'm gonna hole punch like here and here. And it doesn't matter like how far apart you put them or how high or low they are. I just like to try and get them to match up, obviously. So there's my holes. And then take your ribbon, you'll cut off a piece of ribbon and go ahead and take that and feed it through. So this will become the front of the bag. So make sure if your paper has a design on one side and you're using that as the front, make sure you're feeding it through this way. Pull through, but not all the way so you don't lose the ribbon. And then feed it through from the back of the other side. Pull it through. So then you just kind of even it up, make sure your piece of yarn or ribbon is the same length on both sides, and then you'll tie a bow. Just try and get it nice and tight to hold the bag. There you go, and you can change your bow obviously to have bigger loops and less left over. And now you have officially made a bag for your soap. It's super cute. You can change the paper to match the theme of your event or customize it based on the interest or favorite pattern or color of the person you're giving it to. I actually use these as favors for my bridal shower, so it's really a multi-purpose thing. I like to go with a patterned paper and a plain ribbon, but you can also do a plain paper and a patterned ribbon or no ribbon. That's the beauty of this project. You really get to customize it for yourself. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this project, just leave us a comment or send us an email. Or if you have any other ideas or things you're interested in us showing you how to do, please just let us know. We'd be happy to share. Thanks.